Hi everyone, you're welcome to another interesting pattern drafting and sewing tutorial video. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to cut and sew this stylish draped satin maxi skirt with a bodysuit. But today's tutorial emphasis will be on the skirt. Yes, emphasis will be on the skirt. If this sounds like what you'd be interested in knowing how I did it, then you have to stick around till the end. If you've not subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. Here on the channel, I share lots of pattern drafting and sewing tutorial videos that you will definitely be learning from. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. Now to do this, I started with my plain paper. I had to go ahead and start here to measure waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches that intake. I measured level 8 downwards, that is the hip level, and took hip measurement divided by 4. Now after doing that, I am going to go ahead and connect the hip to the waist, just as you can see right here, and I labeled waist and hip. So at this point, I thought to make dotted lines along the hip line so that it would be visible and clearer for you to see. So that is all I did here, just at that hip level of 8 or 8.5 inches. Go ahead and do that. So what I'm measuring here, just take about 18 inches, but this is more like where you want your mermaid skirt to fish out from, around the knee area, but not exactly at the knee. Okay, so now I measured exactly. I removed 1.5 inches from what I have on the hip and marked it right there. Okay, so if you have on the hip, what you have on the hip is 10, you're going to measure 7.5 on this level. So what I'm taking now is the skirt length. Okay, go ahead and take your skirt length and draw your line just like this. Now you're going to pay close attention to see how I did this. So take a measurement of what you have here from the knee to the hem of the skirt and try to fish out the skirt and take the same measurements along that line. Okay, now when you do this, you draw your line just like this. The fullness you add depends on how full you want the hem area of your skirt to be. Okay, you can see how it is curved towards the hem of the skirt. That is the easiest way to make your mermaid skirt. There are other versions, but this is quite easy. Okay, so now this is the dart intake that I am taking here of 1.5 inches. I'm just trying to draw my dart, so just go ahead and draw your dart just as you can see me do. Aside what I'm saying, pay close attention to what I am doing. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to take a drop on that center front to use and carve out the drape. So watch closely. You're going to come down by about 5 or 6 inches depending on how dropped you want the drapes to look, right? And you can see that I'm doing this at the center front. Note that you can also cut this curve to be towards the side of the skirt. What I'm trying to say is you can cut your skirt unfold, open it up, and cut the shape of your drape the way you want it. Anyhow you cut it is how it is going to drape if you follow this method. Okay, so now you can see me trying to draw out this. You can see that I marked out one quarter inches for each line and took the shape of the curve and made those lines that will serve as the slash line. So pay close attention and you'll understand. So for the hem of the skirt, you can just add about 3 inches or 2.5 inches to the measurements of the hip to get the fullness as the hem of the skirt. You can add even more if you want it to be quite full. You know that this is for tutorial purpose. So what I am doing right now is to carve out the back pattern. So pay close attention to see how I used this front pattern to mark out the back. So the first thing to do is to place it on your paper, as you can see me do right here. Then go ahead and pin it down, because if you don't pin it down, it may shift, okay? So but when you pin it down, it will be in place. So this is me marking the level of the waist and the hip. So I came out here by 3/4 inch and also had to go in on that center front by 3/4. For the hip, I marked exactly the same because that is how I want it. Then at this stage, I had to connect this straight up to the hip, just as you can see from the waist to the hip. And for this side, because it is in, I had to lift my paper and then mark from the waist to the hip as well. Now that is the center back that I just marked, okay, because we want to get that butt contour. I hope this makes sense. So now, having done this, I will come over to the knee area. So watch closely to see what I am doing. So you go to the knee area and come out here by 3/4 and also go in at that center back by 3/4. Okay, I had to lift it. I marked where it was and lifted it to mark 3/4 inch in. So I'm going to use this my hip curve rule to connect to the knee line, expected knee line, which is about 18 inches from the waist downwards. Okay, so right now I also had to do the same thing for this other side. Then go ahead and take my dotted lines along the supposed knee line, right? So after doing this, I will also label. I had to go ahead and label center back and side back to avoid confusion because sometimes they can look quite similar. So I now took the same shape that is in front at the back as well, just as you can see, because we want a balance for this skirt. But if you want to put a tail at the back, feel free to do that. It doesn't affect the balance of the skirt. But because of the pattern we are drafting, we do not need any tail at the back. So that is why I use the same thing I use for the front, for the back as well. So at this point, you can see what I did. I had to take the measurement from the one I pointed out for the back and connected to the hem. It's as simple as that, okay? So now having done this is the back pattern and I will go ahead and cut it out, okay? Remember to draw your straight line on this starting point of these skirts, okay? So right here I had to cut out the skirts and continue with the rest of the pattern drafting. So at this stage, this is what I have, and you can see all of the labelings. Ensure to label your patterns. I wrote that back, apart from the back, side back, center back, and all of that. It's so important so that you don't mix up your patterns, okay? So right now you can see what I have right here. I will go ahead and mark the dot for the back. So now I just took half inch on both sides of that line. I'm just trying to draw the dot so that it will be clear what I am doing, okay? So now this is what I have as the dot, and yeah, I'll be taking in the dot for the front, but for the back, but for the front I'm not going to stitch the dot, okay? So right now I cut out this curved line. This dot that you're seeing in front, I did not stitch it. You don't stitch the front that because of what we want to achieve, okay? Note that. That is the first thing you have to note as we progress in this tutorial. So after doing this, see what I am doing right here. I had to just complete the rest of the pattern on paper before I cut it on fabric, okay, so that it will be very clear. So you can see what I have here, and you can see my slash lines. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slash and spread. Now go ahead and pin the beginning part of your skirt, just as you can see me do, and I'm beginning to slash and spread. Now you're going to spread as much as you want. You know how full you want your drapes to be, but what I used here is about 3 inches spread. So you can use 4 inches spread so that the spread, the depth of the spread or the fullness of the spread will come out and still lie really nice. I am actually considering the fabric I have while spreading this so that it will be enough for the illustration. Okay, so what I use is 2 inches. If you're okay with the drapes you saw in this tutorial, then that's fine, you can use 3 inches. But if you want it to be more defined, you can make it 4 inches. I hope this makes sense. So having done this, I had to just spread it more. I felt like spreading it more so that the fullness will come out better, but it's still 3 inches. It's still around 3 inches each spread. Okay, so this is me trying to adjust all of the pins and then go ahead and cut out. Now after adjusting it, right, okay, I had to retrace the side, which is almost the same thing with the first one I did. Just watch closely to see how I traced this part. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut out. Okay, so what I'm just doing here is just adding allowance in, just to add to the fullness. I just felt like I wanted to look more defined, even though I am managing my fabric, right? So now I had to go ahead and cut it out. After cutting it out, I will also cut it on fabric. So what I'm doing right here is to label each spread. So I'm just trying to label the spread, right? 1, 2, 3. So the next thing now is to bring out my fabric, place it on fold, and then go ahead and cut out. Now here is the fabric I'll be using is a satin fabric in beautiful color. So I've placed it on fold and I'll go ahead and cut out the skirt. So it's in order to pin down the pattern paper on the fabric. I also have to note it that it is also important to cut unbiased grain, that is fold on triangle, place the skirt and cut it out if you want it to have a very beautiful flow. But I don't have that luxury of fabric, and that is why I did not go that route. But the skirt that you can see on the screen is cut on bias grain, that is on triangle. I hope this makes sense, but it's the same process, everything. The only difference is that I cut my own on straight grain. If you're cutting with your fabric, place it on bias grain, okay, like this, and cut out. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so it means you're going to fold your fabric exactly like this and place your skirt the way you can see this drawing. Okay, so having said that, this is what I have, and I am just trying to form the drapes here just to see what it looks like before I even put everything together. And I was impressed with the outcome of the drape, and yeah, this is what I have. I just want to cut a facing for the waist of the skirt. So watch closely to see what I am going to do right here. So this is how you're going to place your skirt. You go ahead and cut out on the waist like this and open it up like this and stitch like this. So after stitching, you notch and top stitch. Make sure that you're using a matching thread. Now the next thing is to cut out the back. Just as you can see, I had to place the back pattern. You can see that I'm actually trying to ensure that the fabric was enough. So towards your zip allowance, you're going to put 1-inch seam allowance, which will also serve as the zipper allowance at the back. So you also give the same 1 inch by the side. So after doing that, I will go ahead and notch the center back here where the zipper will be. I always do that so that I will not confuse it with the back. So once I see the notch, I know it is the center back. So having done this, the next thing is to just go ahead and stitch the darts and join the two back pieces together, just as you can see. So after joining it together, I will go ahead and join it to the front. So you can see that I've turned the waistline of the front with The facing I have stitched and top stitched. I have stitched, notched and top stitched the facing, and I'm going to go ahead and iron after everything. So you can see what it looks like right here. So what I'm going to do now is to use my hemming gum under this facing so that it will hold it in place. It's really behaving like it doesn't want to stay in place, so I had to put a few pieces of hemming gum under it to keep it in place, right? Put it, ironed it down, and yeah. So this is what I have. This is where the zipper will be for the back, but I closed it all up because this is illustration, right? So this is the back. You're going to place the front on top of it like this, and we are going to, form our drapes. So this illustration, and I am not really observing the adequate sewing techniques to finish up the waistline, but the real thing will be to still form a facing for the back and join it facing to facing and fabric to fabric, to get that inside neat finish. So while the drapes will be just on the fabric. I hope I made sense, right? So you can see the drapes, what it looks like. This is me just cutting out a basic torso foundation to give a sort of illustration of what the finished product will look like. But you know that the one inside is a bodysuit, so it's not a torso foundation. It is a bodysuit that is stretchy, made with lycra fabric, while the skirt is on it like this. So with that lycra, if you open up the zip of the skirt at the back, you can easily wear the dress. Even from the neck side, you can wear the dress because it is stretchy, and you can see that the design of the neck will give room for you to wear even from the neckline, or if you want to wear from under, because the skirt is also on bias grain, it will be easy. Bias grain stretches. Okay, I hope this made sense. So at the end of the day, this is what the final result looked like. You can see the drapes, so perfect. Do you like this? Did you enjoy the tutorial? If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment, share. Let others see this beautiful video and learn from it, and also learn from other lovely videos on the channel. Do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. As I said earlier, here on the channel I share lots of pattern drafting and sewing tutorial videos that you will always learn from. You won't regret being a part of this family. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for always stopping by to watch my videos. I do not take that for granted. I love you all, and of course I will see you in my next video. Bye.